Eye on here, and Zix immediately finds Daga, by the way. A pistol drop that just goes all wrong for the Spaniard. The Heretic side, by the way, looking really good coming on into this, but contested immediately by Team Zix. One of the Puerto Ricans here has Nate Dogg in his size, but Nate Dogg wants to contest the tower and will lose that to the fellow Puerto Rican in JTech.
A little bit of an unfortunate situation there, as JTech has claimed that tower, like you said, immediately hops on out. As we can see, Team Destroy sitting on top prison. Dongy finding himself at the water tower here today, shooting out some of these drones, trying to be able to maybe get a little bit aggro, get some of that loot. You love finding these armor plates on the ground, as I am starting to see a flurry of eliminations come across the map.
Yeah, we are indeed starting to see a bit of movement happen on out there. Destroy being one of those, finding Tenex. And look at this push out of Team Zix, looking to put more pressure onto the Spaniards. Can put into a corner. Method 6 is peeled off elsewhere. It feels like the Spaniards are in some sort of revival scenario. While you've got the two Saudi Arabians and the Pakistani player looking to just make all the living quarters their own.
I mean, there's just so many areas on the map that are looking a little contested. I'm looking towards Stronghold. I'm looking over towards headquarters. I'm looking over towards chemical engineering. We're seeing contests all off the top here, as we're starting to see in the kill feed. Twisted Minds starting to come online. Omit here over at Grandpa's, as I called it earlier. JTech goes down. Elo Lamb trying to take this fight. Answers back on the Raul, and looks like you've been able to keep this online for now, but just not yet. Elo Lamb spotted it. He heard some of the comms. Destroy trying to run away. It might be able to be a little bit slippery. Fight gets reset.
Yeah, and Destroy does have to slip the net here, because if he goes down, then recovering. Nate Dogg is the only player remaining for them, and Elo Lam is just going to continue to hunt. Puerto Ricans need to pick it up a little bit after yesterday. They weren't awful, but they weren't brilliant, so it's good to see that kind of energy out of them nice and early. But here's one of the big storylines on our screen. Cloud9, we do believe they can make it happen, but they've got to have a day where they pick up 70 points, which would have been like 4th best yesterday, so they've got a mountain of a task ahead of them.
Well, it's not really a good start when you're seeing Jace get shot out of the sky, landing over here towards the harbor. Jowo's getting full sent by 3 members of SGP Syndicate, and they've already started flying forward. They want to be able to find Jace. They need to stay alive. There are 2 members alive if you are C9, but whoa, a little bit of catch by surprise. Jace does get found. Resolute will let him go forward, but Dongy making the read. The wall bang comes on out, brings down foreign Jace, and Jowo lands back in, trying to go for this loadout, gets deleted. That means Breadman's alive somewhere, but you are put in the blender of your Cloud9 right now.
Look, Joe, I got a couple of questions about a few things when it comes to you, but that play, what are you trying to make happen there? Jace has just been swarmed by 3 members of the Syndicate. Yes, he finds one, but it's only because of a prox miner being tucked away into a corner. Whatever you're trying to play for there was just unbelievably risky. Anyway, Dongy, he's getting pushed. He's got 3 kills already, but move on over towards Al-Ula, who are trying to contest this bit of situation here, and Lennon's trying to find Intex, but just doesn't spot him. And the thing is, we might get to see everything here in Codcaster, but Lennon's got to do some finding. Looking to push up here, will find Intex, but he's just got to make sure this is nice and clean, because Believe isn't far away. He's going to get his ankles broken yet again here, but he does enough to clean it up. But the teammate here is on top of him. And the thing is, there's actually going to be another team arriving here. Twisted Minds getting up close and personal.
We know this is the stomping ground of Z Smith, Aydan, and Knight. They've made their way over here towards the harbor, trying to push it towards Al-Ula, but Lennon not letting it happen. Finds Aydan, brings them on down. Z Smith from the top rope, though, will be able to answer on back. So some solid work there. Aydan will be able to come online. Man, if you are Al-Ula, that is a tough situation for you. You think that you're feeling pretty good about that fight. Twisted Minds come in, they ruin your day.
Honestly, I'm just taking a look over at our map view as all that was going down, and Lennon is so separated from Jukies and Tommy. They've not got a chance in hell of being able to trade that out, and it's those kind of scenarios that may well see them not qualify for tomorrow. The squad's certainly good enough, but they're just not executing those plays correctly. But we look on over towards the Onyx Ravens, and this is another side that have got to make an absolute mountainous climb. They need 80 points in order to reach the threshold that we think will qualify teams, and Mojo takes bullets in the back. We'll get the smoke out, we'll get the plates in, but this fight against BSL will continue here at Stronghold.
Yeah, BSL's been doing a great job, but as we kind of mentioned, this is one of our bubble teams that you need to kind of come online. It's not enough just to find a handful of these eliminations with decent placement. You need a really, really solid game if you are going to start coming online here. You can see here as we're getting to the end of zone number 2, we are already missing one team, and that was SGP Syndicate. So a heavy hitter in the lobby is deleted. Might be able to open up the rest of the map, some of these squads to start moving around, because we can see already some of these fights at Stronghold starting to break out.
They are indeed. And Alex here just biding his time, looking to bring Nenus back into things, and honestly, I don't mind it. The problem you have if you're a side like this, for every bit of time that you want to buy, that means you're missing out on kills, and when you're just chasing the rest of the pack, you need to be finding them. But let's move ourselves on over to prison. Alula trying to restabilize here. Lennon on the rooftop. Tommy needs to get back on down. Juki's trying to climb the scaffolding. You have company here in Team Aydan, and Juki's just trying to wrap around the side. Ducks away. Aydan pulls off the res, so you won't get that confirmed there, and that's just frustrating if you are this Alula side because you desperately need points.
This might be the first time in competitive Warzone we've seen a Guardian actually be potentially useful. That Guardian set up there into that area kind of denies Juki's the ability just to fly on through. It's just unfortunate. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, AB Wiz, we're seeing, of course, Vision get deleted. We know that they love to sit here. We know that this is their playground, and they want to hold it on down, let these players fly on into them. It seems like a lot of teams right now, Enigma, kind of starting to struggle to regain.
Indeed, and Zix is just going to put the sword to Mojo. Shark in the water, and will eventually get the knock.
Yeah,
there you go. Finishes it on off. The thing is, there's actually another player potentially landing on him. No, decides to float on over away. I think that's the smart play indeed. Zix here just taking his time because Jowo is actually lurking above here and wants to shoot a couple of players.
This is the
Slaughter, and that's exactly what I was worried about. Bagel gets up close, but it will be survival for Cloud9 for now, but you don't want to be in this blender when you're desperately chasing the rest of the pack.
No, I hate it when we swap these POVs and I'm watching teammates just laying on their belly, trying to stay alive, trying to maybe play some sort of regain and try and stay alive here. But Tenix sitting up top with the Car 98K, getting in some shots, finds Tommy. You're seeing an armor plate get broken. Maybe some of those adjustments we've seen on the Car 98 players just aren't used to yet, but down low, you got LLM and JTech looking to get a little bit mixy here, but not too far away. You have Aydan, Rodrigo, and King Madi ready to pounce.
You do. The Puerto Ricans will take the rooftop. Actually, they will be able to be uncontested for just a moment. Team Aydan might well play this rooftop eventually, but it's going to take them a moment to get there. So let's move on over then towards the living quarters. The range of teams looking to battle this out. We've got the Onyx Ravens and, well, Control Center. Then for Prodigy and Oki, two of the big players that we said would come on into this and make some noise, but the Heretics backed into a corner, and more company here from Method 6, who actually manages to catch Limax coming through the door.
I really like that play. They basically sandwich that one player, delete them, sees a couple of the toes of Limax, gets the full, and it looks like Heretics have kind of been able to gain control for now. Laying around here, you can see there's one more player from Team AB Wiz on the outside, playing a little bit of that anchor. Meanwhile, back on over the living quarters, you mentioned there's a lot of stuff going on. Raul, last player left alive for Destroy. He's trying to make his way alive. He cannot. Crims brings him down. That is a squad wipe on Team Destroy. They go out, I believe, with only 3 eliminations.
Which is worrying because they're certainly not safe just yet. They might well progress on through, depending on the performance of other teams, but right now, got to be counting their lucky stars. And, well, Team Abwiz, this is the squad that we spoke about coming in as a big heavy hitter. Prodigy and Oki really putting on a clinic yesterday. Wiz essentially playing anchor. It looks like they're chasing after these Miami Heretics around the control center. Method 6 tucked away here. We'll get caught. We'll get down. It's actually going to be picked on up by Tenix. But Prodigy wants all the smoke and finds Cams alongside Oki.
Feels pretty solid. Aydan here, sitting on 0 eliminations. They're not feeling very good so far, if I'm being honest with you. Enigma currently only 2 eliminations total for the team, and it's going to be hard to make something happen. Looks like they're playing very scared right now. Look, you got the player up top with the sniper in hand. You got JTech and Ilalam just flying out as a duo, but the trades are in. Tenix, you got to come down from the lighthouse. You have to help your team. I don't know if the Superi from up top is enough. They both go down, and even though you still have the resurgence here, Enigma, I'm looking at 30 seconds for both of those players. That's a long amount of time for Tenix to have to stay alive just to keep their team in the conversation.
Yeah, because he's in that tower, he will likely be okay, but the problem is then his 2 teammates have got to recover somehow, and how do you manage to get all your loot together from somewhere like prison, especially when the circle's about to squeeze you all out? Heretics pushing up onto Zakar, and this is how these 3 play. They just get around each other, play off each other, just aggress everything together. A very balanced lineup. and just showing that chemistry that they've built over years and years, looking to hold off the edge of the circle here near Stronghold. We're going to have company from BSL.
Well, Resurgence is closing right now. We are out 4 teams already. But what's kind of the interesting thing to me, Enigma, I'm seeing 5, 6 teams right now on double-digit eliminations in this lobby already. We still have 10 squads up. So right now, it is about playing your life. We have a lot of teams who you've earned your points. You've earned these elimination points. It's now all about scoring that placement multiplier. That is what you want to be looking at. And when it comes to kind of those total kills there, I'm looking at Na'Vi, I'm looking at Twisted Minds, currently sitting on 13. BSL, a team that we talked about, currently sitting on 12.
Those points to come on through. And just to remind you guys about the placement multipliers, you need to get 8 for 1.2, 5th for 1.4, and then second will give you that 1.7. That doesn't sound too far away when you sat in 10th on Big Map, but it feels like a lifetime here on Resurgence. BSL just looking to try and move through the edge of this circle. But this is the problem. When you rotate on late, you get held, and you're currently being held by Team AbWiz, who rotated over from Control Center and have found Liam.
And I love this. Look at our little mini-map here in the top left. Team Heretics, they've been able to already start this. Rap and AB Wiz kind of move in behind them to start holding BSL. BSL, you are hanging on by a thread right now. Really no gas mask to use. You have this one PDS, but you're still in the gas. You don't really have to move if you're AbWiz. You're just waiting on him. Prodigy finds StuKax. Maybe they can find some more. Na'Vi, one of the top slaying squads that we just talked about, sitting here on top of this building. This is a power position.
This is indeed a power position, because although you don't have maximum height from the headquarters region, those players have to come towards you because of the pole. You're also going to be able to look out on over Team AbWiz, who are coming from around the control center. You're also going to have Team Heretics, who are trapped down on the beaches just south of living quarters. This is indeed a great position, but you've got to take advantage of it if you're Na'Vi. We said they only need a couple of okay games, but a big game would well and truly see them through to tomorrow.
Well, I think more than that, just seeing them through tomorrow, it kind of what I think give them a lot of confidence that they can perform in a lobby of this caliber. AB Wiz, you're able to hold out BSL, but now you got to make the hard part of getting on it. 2 players trying to stay alive. You throw the PDS down, maybe try and make a gas play, reset this fight, but I don't know if this is enough, Enigma. You got Na'Vi, they're up there. Look, they're looking down at you. Omit, 2 players only left alive. Looks like Tenix got taken out. Everybody trying to play their life. This zone closes on in, but look where we're going, baby. It is just not even anywhere near here.
This is a massive snap. This is definitely going to benefit Team AbWiz, Team Na'Vi, and potentially the Puerto Ricans as well, because it just completely shifts everyone off towards that northwest side. Right now, people just scrambling to try and survive in the living quarters as Nenos finds Smith, and that will be Twisted Minds on out of here. We're also going to lose Team Izund, and we're also going to lose Team AbWiz. Players falling like dominoes in this one.
Oh, but you got heavy hitter still in here. You got Heretics, you got Na'Vi. We called this a power position. You're starting to see why. It is just a field day for them as they take out Vision. Squad 6 going on down. Limax currently sitting only on 2, but you got 2K damage. So he's shooting, he's helping the team. Heretics sitting down below. Omit, delete it. We're left to 3 teams.
We are indeed, and it's going to be Na'Vi holding the rooftop, surely the power position here, because teams have got to rotate beneath them. Do you have the PDSs to potentially make the play? There are 2 players with gas masks as well, and you could be well set up here to see an Australian victory, a big game that would guarantee them some qualification points. However, you do have to clear out Nenus and Co. This is much better from them and the Heretics. How do you play it? The PDS comes on out. The problem is that tells everyone that you're here. I love the potential of a PA play to light up the whole region and send everybody scrambling here, Dandro.
That's exactly what happens. We're starting to see the PA come on in. Heretics, they're laying in wait. The Onyx Ravens have started to move. The Thermite starting to tick down Cams. Methods taken down. Cams deleted. Methods, you're trying to be able to stay alive, but where is Daga? I don't know, but look who's still up here. Na'Vi, they got PDSs in play. They are just flying on through. The shots are coming on in. Can they bring down the Onyx Ravens? It looks like they're actually able to reset. Finally, here's the moment they start to move. Levi currently sitting on 10. Can they close this out?
I mean, Levi goes up, down, and gets shot in the back as well. And actually, the Onyx Ravens looking a great spot here as Mojo snaps. A 1v1, Limax will light it up, and Mojo goes huge for the victory. We said that they needed to pick up 80 points coming into today. It's a mountainous task up against it, but they go huge here in their first game of the day to bring themselves a bit of hope, a lifeline light at the end of the tunnel to qualify for tomorrow.
Hey. If there's anything we've seen here as part of the Esports World Cup Call of Duty Warzone, you can never count a team out. That has been the storyline every single day. You can never overlook someone. You can never expect them not to make it. A team like Onyx Ravens being bottom of the leaderboard coming in today after groups yesterday. Shift talked about what do teams need to do to kind of regain, prepare for today. They obviously hit the lab last night. They did their